What the fuck is up, everybody? We are back again like we said we were. I am Danny.
I'm Riley.
We are Music Mayhem with R&D doing a reaction video to We Are Not Your Kind from Slipknot. We are doing the whole album tonight. We're having a ton of fun doing this.
Yeah, dude. You know what? We've already been through, probably half of this album already?
Yep.
If you have not watched any of this so far, go back and look at the videos. We've done...
Thank you, Austin. We appreciate you, brother.
Just like I was about to say, we've been responding to people's comments. So the ones that are watching this shit down the road, you won't understand what the fuck we're talking about. But we don't care because we're appreciating the people that are coming here at this moment and watching it with us. This is
a
awesome.
Second person just walked in. Is that you, Milky? Or is that Sandra's son?
Milky! Milky! Where you at?
Oh, Milky left. Milky left.
It's okay. But nevertheless, we've been doing this album all night since it dropped at midnight for the East Coast.
Yep.
We've got through
Milky. What's up, brother?
Like I said, we've got through about half of this from the stuff that we haven't heard yet. We're going into another song. It's called Spiders. Like we usually do, we will pause intermittently just so that we can give you our reaction, and that way we can also ensure that this video doesn't go down at all.
Yep.
But we've had a lot of fun with this. I don't know. I just want to keep going. I want to keep listening. So let's go into this again. Again, this is called Spiders from Slipknot off the new album, We Are Not Your Kind.
And we're going to say this. We did go ahead. We know that there's a 54-second song before Spiders. We know that it's an interlude, so we're not going to go ahead and react to the interlude. We're just going to jump right into Spiders.
And
all right?
For you telling me that we're going to go down on this one, I say nay. I say nay because we're going to pause. And if it goes down, I'm going to bitch smack YouTube.
So hold on. Are we going down because it's that good and we're just going to want to listen?
Right.
Or is it going to go down because we're going to completely bash the shit out of it?
Either way, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Austin, thank you, brother. Sandra's son, thank you, brother. Milky, we love you, Milky. Milky! Milky! Let's go.
What's up?
All right, Spiders, here we are.
Right.
Okay.
You can go it alone or keep it in between the pages of the book you burn so no one gets to read. The fingers pull your stitches tight, but knowing someone's secret is not enough. Everyone's a little bit a lot of the time.
I can understand where it reminds you of a Tim Burton movie. Orphan's coming next, Jonathan. That's the next song on the playlist. Thank you, Austin. Thank you.
I'm not digging this. Not yet.
No, I don't like this at all yet. I will tell you this. I like the beginning, the way that it started, because you would assume that something was coming afterwards. So, unfortunately, there is no musicianship to this. It kind of seems like Sid sitting on the keyboard doing his thing right now.
Right.
With Jay just doing a very simple
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean? So, hopefully, this is not what's going to be for the whole 4 minutes.
Well, and maybe at the back end, even if it is slow, because I do expect this from what we've heard so far to be slow and like this for the most of it. But being skeptic or being hopeful, I guess, if you will, hopefully at the very least, towards the back end, they do give you a little bit of a, and then he goes a growl.
Either that, or you give us some long chords and a little bit of give us some musicianship in this, other than some electronics and Jay banging on the drums. You know what I mean?
If it stays at this would certainly be the poorest song off of the album for me.
Yeah. I mean. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, depending on what you listen to or what you are currently into. It kind of seems milky. It kind of seems as if electronics are kind of taking over a lot of the genre that we're listening to.
Yeah.
When it comes to the metalcore and especially Slipknot, because that Sid's always been there. And Sid's always given some electronic input to everything that Slipknot's ever done.
Well, in the same aspect, like, I know that we poked fun at him a little bit, but we listened to Wyatt, and I think that he made a good point when it talked about at least the music that we're into recently. There's been two branches.
Yeah. Yeah, you go the electronic way.
Either the electronic way
or the heavier way.
And you're also almost incorporating too much mainstream into it.
Right.
Whereas certain bands kind of split the fork and say, fuck you.
Right. And like Hero of Mice and Men's. And your Wage Wars. And your Bear Tooth. Right.
Like, and granted, even the Wage War. Granted, we liked what we heard from them off of the new stuff, but Prison was a little bit more electronic
and more mainstream, absolutely.
But it was very good,
right?
But there's definitely been a divide. Whereas when people try to mature or grow, if you will, they're going one of the two ways, and it takes a band that has confidence in what they're putting out to say, we're not going to go one of those two ways, and you go your own way. Again, we're coming back to this song. It's very, very slow. Like I thought the other song that we listened to, which I liked, that we said was Snuffish, was going to be the slowest thing we heard. This is certainly slower.
Well, so but there's a difference, though. I mean, this has more of a groove feel to it as opposed to a ballad feel, and the other song was more ballady as opposed to this is more groovy.
No, I certainly agree with that. But at that point, now we're listening to this one and saying, okay, where's the change going to be? Is there going to be a change?
Exactly.
And if there's not a change, then it's going to be one of those where it might not.
It won't make the cut.
It
won't make the cut
at all.
But nonetheless,
this is another one of those where you catch your breath, but you're never, ever going to see it off of this.
Right. Well, and the last thing I would want it to be is to be a 4-minute fucking interlude into the next song.
That's right.
Which, as of right now, a minute and a half into it, it kind of seems like that.
That's where we're at.
You know?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going
because I want to see a change.
Everybody's living what's in their minds. Smiles coming side by side. Do not do it, not by mine. Do is Smiles coming side by side. Do not do it, not by mine. Do is
There has to be something different now.
Brother, we're getting to Orphan. We're getting to it. Trust me. We're almost there.
You know, pause it for a second. You know, Milky, I will tell you this, bro. The difference between Iowa with the slower paced moments and making you feel more uncomfortable going into the next track with this album. I agree with that, because you have moments of brilliance with this album, but then you have those other moments like this that kind of make you just sit there going, God
What the
damn
fuck
it, bro.
is this?
God damn it, man. What the fuck? Just keep it. Why aren't you just keeping it rolling?
Right.
So I agree with that. It does make you feel more uncomfortable in your approach to listening to this right now, because you are literally sitting there, especially for the first time doing a reaction like we're doing right now. It's almost like you're sitting there for 4 minutes waiting for the next song to come up. So your anxiety's raised up a ton.
Well, not even at that. I mean, maybe, and I could be completely off of what you were trying to go to, but this is one of those songs where it's like, okay,
yeah, no, we're getting the Orphan. I promise you, that's the next song. We're getting the Orphan.
My thought process on this, and it's not even getting through 4 minutes to get to the next song. I'm listening to the first half of this song, and I'm like, okay, where is it coming? When is it coming?
Or where is it going? Right.
But it's like, okay, we have this really slow part.
Well,
through the song, but it's okay. Is this all? Oh,
but then again, it's not slow. It's just a groove.
Well, I understand that, but considering it is slow,
it's slower paced in its approach. Right. Sure, it's certainly slower paced.
But my point is that we're listening to it, and you're almost expecting.
Yeah, man, just stick around with us. We're getting the Orphan.
You're expecting at some point, and we only have a little bit more than a minute left to go, where it's like, fuck, just give me a little bit where you're changing it, and you're, oh, there it is, even if it's minimal. And I don't know that we're gonna get that from this. We've already got the majority of this song.
I was gonna say
you're not gonna get it.
You're not getting it.
But to me, this is the poorest song off of this album so far.
I would agree with that. So let's get through the end.
We're still gonna finish.
Let's take our fucking break.
Yeah,
and then we'll come back and do Orphan like everybody's talking about. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Comment, like, subscribe, all that shit. We love it.
Yeah. That would have been the perfect moment. That would have been the perfect moment to change it a little bit.
Possibly. So this is what I think about this. Remember how Corey said that the reason why he's going to keep his shitty ass mask is because everybody hates it?
What, the new one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You ever stop to think that maybe this song is in there because he knows that people aren't necessarily going to like it, but he just doesn't give a fuck?
Kind of like a massive fuck you.
You know what I mean?
It could be.
Which you gotta give.
But it's still terrible. It's terrible, bro.
For being a Slipknot song,
terrible.
It is terrible. But he's
fuck that. Even if this was a Slipknot or a Stone Sour song, it would still be terrible. For what people are expecting of Corey. Yeah, this is terrible. This song basically fuck you, create what we want.
Yep, see, that's exactly what I just said, Austin. And I agree with you. I literally think that was what their thought process was when they made this.
And that's fine.
Hey, this is one of those things where I think they were just sitting in a room together and they were just grooving along, playing together while they're all sitting down in chairs doing this.
But should this have not have been, you know what I mean, if you will, a B-side track at how
it shouldn't even be on a B-side track, but it would be one of those things where they jammed out or they grooved out for 4 minutes and just said, hey, you know what? Just record this shit.
Fuck it.
Fuck them.
Fuck it.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's fair.
And this is one of those things.
So this is a song essentially that was like, we're gonna make this. It won't ever hit the stage.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
But we're happy with the rest. We're happy with the rest of what we just made.
That's right.
So this is the one where this is just us doing whatever the fuck we want to do at this moment.
And that's where my mind is when I think that their thought process is.
Okay.
So nonetheless, we got about a minute left. We're gonna get through the rest of this shit. We're gonna take a break and then we're gonna come back and do Orphan.
Yeah, because you guys have been requesting that shit non.
Yes, you certainly have. Yes,
so we're stoked about it. You're almost making me more stoked to hear Orphan, and I really hope that it doesn't let me down. But this song's terrible.
Pause it again. Milky, you keep saying John. Who the fuck's John, bro? Who's John, bro? Who's John? I'm not John. I'm Danny.
I'm Riley.
And we are Music Man. Oh, Jonathan Bracewell. There you go. There you go.
What?
There you go, Jonathan. There you go. So he figured out your first name.
Motherfucker. Do I know you? Are you in the CIA? What's going on right now? How do you know my first name?
Right.
It's bullshit.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's O-N on the back end, motherfucker.
In your live chat. There you go. All right. He figured you out.
I guess
I
posted some shit that I
didn't
even know.
He figured you out, bro.
Well.
All right. Milky, you are now the man, bro.
I quit.
You are the man, Milky.
I quit.
You are the man, Milky, bro. All right. We're going to finish up this last 45
It's
seconds.
okay, Milky. I forgive you.
No.
Anyway.
Call him Jonathan. He's Jonathan.
No, I'm Riley. Fuck him. Fuck you, bitch.
You continue this list like
this
Slipknot.
motherfucker.
Fuck him.
You're gonna call me Jonathan. This motherfucker's Daniel. Fuck that bitch. Let's finish it off. Let's go.
Kick to the nuts, bitch.
All right.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's the song.
That's the end of that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously that was just one of them. And like I said, this is just me speculating. This is just them sitting down
It very well
in a room. They're all literally sitting down, just grooving out.
And that's fine.
And you know what?
That's fine.
You got to appreciate it for what it is. I can't listen to that song again because I don't consider it a song.
Where are you going?
Oh, no.
All the way.
Yeah, I have to. I have to.
All the way.
I have to.
I thought.
Although,
I thought it was terrible.
Although, even though what we've speculated throughout this last 4 minutes and 4 seconds,
that might be exactly what he was
just
expecting.
the big fuck you to we're just gonna do what we want to do.
Well,
I can appreciate that.
And you know what? They might have went in to make. You know what? We know that's not that great. But
they know it's not. That's not making a live stage.
But we're putting it on there just to say, like, we don't even like it. But we're gonna put it on there just because we don't want you to like it. Because
we're Slipknot and we're gonna put out what we want to put out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in my opinion, it was terrible. It was terrible.
It was what it was. It was a little groove song, whatever the case may be.
There was a groove. There was no change in pace. There was no change in voice.
Oh, man, everybody's calling you fucking Jonathan now.
It's okay. I'll show you my nuts later.
Jonathan.
It's good.
Jonathan.
Daniel.
Fuck off.
Daniel.
All right. That was Spiders.
Yeah. So,
we are Music Mayhem with R&D.
I am Riley.
And I am Danny.
And as expected, over this last couple of hours that we've been doing this, you guys have been telling us about it. You guys have been saying that we got to listen to it. Orphan is up next.
Yes, it is.
We have not heard it once.
And apparently, from what we are told, this is the most anticipated song on the album right now. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to take a few minutes like we have been doing.
Absolutely.
And we're going to come back and we're going to do Orphan. And we would certainly appreciate everybody being along board with us while we do it.
Because while we react, we want you to react.
Absolutely.
Because we want you to tell
Absolutely.
us what you thought about it, if it's
Right.
even not on the same wavelength that we are. But we want to jam out with you.
Right. We've been doing this for 2.5 hours at this point. We still got just as much energy as we did when we first started.
I got plenty
so
of
we're
fuel
going
in
to
the
keep
tank,
it going.
baby.
We're going to keep it going.
Yes.
Once again, I'm Danny and he's Jonathan. Fuck off.
I'm Riley.
See ya.
That's Daniel. And I know that he just walked away. But for the last thing, if you have not already done it, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, go back and watch some of our last videos. I just spilled my beer.
We
Fuck my
certainly
life.
appreciate all of the love that we're getting right now.
Yeah, man.
And we can't wait to be back in about 5 to 7 to see you for the rest of this album.
You want to see Riley my ass? I'll show you my ass, motherfucker. All right. I love you, Melky. We'll be back soon.
Jonathan.
Daniel.